Hey everyone, this is MusicTechHelpGuy, and welcome to part 6 of my pop EDM production series in Logic Pro 10. In this video, we're going to manually create a vocal echo in the intro vocals, as well as make one minor adjustment to one of the instruments, and that'll pretty much wrap up the production on the intro of the song, but we'll come back to it and make some tweaks later once we get into mixing. So first, let's listen to this vocal echo in the original recording. So you heard it there on You Got It Bad. It's the filtered vocal echo that's mostly in the right channel. We're going to achieve this with 3 plugins. One is just the channel EQ to filter out a lot of the low end and some of the high end. The second is the pitch correction plugin to give it that auto-tune sound. And the third is the Overdrive plugin to make it sound kind of like a filtered speaker effect in conjunction with the EQ. So the first thing we need to do is to duplicate the vocal track by clicking here, and then make sure that your snap mode is on beat snap. And I'm just going to use the marquee tool to select this one line in the vocals. Then I'm just going to hold Option and click and drag down to duplicate that part of the region. Let's just set the locators and listen to make sure that we have the right phrase. You got it bad. Next, I'm going to move the vocal echo track over 2 beats to delay it from the original. I'm also going to pan the echoed vocal over to the right. So let's give that a listen. You got it bad. You got it bad. You got it. Next, let's open the channel EQ plugin on the echoed vocal track. I'm going to pull out quite a bit of the low end first by making the high pass filter slope as steep as it goes, and then pulling up the high pass frequency quite a bit. I'm also going to pull down the low pass frequency just a touch as well. You got it bad. You got it bad. You got it. You got it bad. You got it bad. You got it bad. Let me pull the high pass down just a touch more. I don't want it too filtered sounding. You got it bad. You got it bad. You got it bad. Now let's add the pitch correction plugin first in the effects chain by hovering the mouse just above the topmost plugin. You'll see that blue line there. It's under pitch correction. The pitch correction plugin is essentially kind of like a cheaper, simpler version of Antares Auto-Tune, and we want the echoed vocal to kind of have a little bit of that auto-tune sound. The pitch correction plugin has the ability to snap its tuning to specific scales or keys. So the song is in B minor, so we're going to choose natural minor scale for the scale selection and B for the root note of the scale. Let's also pull the response time down, which controls how quickly the plugin tunes each note. Let's solo this out, set the locators around the region by pressing U, and give this a listen. You got it bad. 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 So I pulled the response time all the way down, but from F sharp to G, the auto-tune sound is just a bit much for my taste. So I'm going to bypass the note F sharp to smooth that sound out a bit. This basically just means that F sharp will still be recognized as a note, but the plugin won't tune that note. Let's give this a listen. You got it bad. You got it bad. You got it bad. Perfect. Now let's add the Overdrive plugin in between the pitch correction and channel EQ. It's under Distortion, Overdrive. I'm going to pull the drive amount up quite a bit and also turn on level compensation, which basically automatically matches the input and output loudness. Let's give this a listen and adjust the drive knob to taste. You got it bad. You got it bad. You got it bad. Let's try putting the EQ and overdrive at the end of the effects chain and see if that helps soften it a bit. You got it bad. You got it bad. All right, cool. Let's pull up the reverb and delay sends a bit. And I'll add some quick fades to the ends of the region. Off screen, I also pulled the level of the echo track down a bit. Let's give this a listen with everything back in the mix. Tell me how I'm fearless. Tell me I'm your weakness. You got it bad. You got it bad, so bad, so bad. Up until this point, I've had the vocal delay transition aux track muted. That was the delay feedback effect that we added in part 4 of the series. Here I've got it pulled back in and soloed with the vocal tracks. I just wanted to show you that this short echo we just created actually gets into the feedback transition a little bit toward the end of the swell.
I'm your weakness. You got it bad. You got it bad, so bad, so bad.
It's very faint behind the rest of the swell, but it's definitely there. One last quick thing I want to do in the intro is adjust a couple plugins on the Sculpture Nylon pluck track. The more I listen to it, the more I'm realizing it doesn't match the tone of the original track. In the channel EQ, I'm going to pull out a bit more in the low end and pull in some more of the high end. Next, in the Ring Shifter plugin, I previously adjusted the frequency knob to go to a little bit higher setting and have a little bit higher sound, but I think I like the stock setting for Groove Shadow 1 better, which has a bit lower frequency setting. So I'm just going to choose that again to reset the plugin setting. I'm also going to pan the Sculpture pluck track over to the right just a little bit. Alright, now that that's all done, let's give the entire intro another listen with everything back in.
Tell me how you love me. Tell me that you need me. Tell me that I'm everything you want me to be. Tell me how I'm fearless. Tell me I'm your weakness. You got it bad. You got it bad, so bad, so bad. You got me go.
Alright, so that pretty much wraps up most of the production for the intro of the song. There's still some level adjustments and bus processing to do, but we'll save that for later when we actually mix the track. If you'd like to practice at production and mixing and work along with me, there's a link in the video description below to purchase and download the same multi-track session that I've been using through this series. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's already purchased it. Believe it or not, the sales of these sessions really help keep this channel up and running. It takes hours and hours of recording, editing, mixing, and rendering time to make these videos, so it's nice to get a little kickback from these, so I greatly appreciate that. In the next few videos, we'll move on to working in the verses, time aligning and tuning the vocals, as well as creating artificial backing harmonies with flex time and flex pitch. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.